Hello everyone. I'm Dr. Shruti Dikshit, Associate Professor, SAY School of Engineering and Technology, SAY University, Bhopal. Today's our topic of discussion is signal encoding techniques from the subject data communication, BTech CSC 4 semester. There are four types of signal encoding techniques, basically digital to digital conversion, analog to analog conversion, digital to analog signal conversion, and analog signal to digital signal conversion. Out of these four, today's topic of discussion is analog to analog conversion. Analog to analog conversion means we want to transmit our signal. Input signal is in analog form, and we want to transmit that signal in the form of representation will be in analog. This is the main motive. Analog to analog conversion is the representation of analog information by an analog signal. Here we want to do modulation. Modulation is needed if the medium is bandpass in nature or if only a bandpass channel is available to us. We will understand the meaning of bandpass and bandpass channel. Here, the most suitable example is of radio signals. The government assigns a very narrow bandwidth to each radio station, and the E station, which analog signal is produced at this E station, is a very low pass signal, and all in the same range. To be able to listen to different stations, the low pass signal need to be shifted each to a different range of frequencies, and that radio spectrum is considered to be the 3 kilohertz up to 3000 gigahertz. So here we will understand the meaning of bandpass frequency. Bandpass filter are used where it is desired to transmit signals in a certain band of frequencies. Here the filtering is important. The certain range of frequencies only allowed to pass, and other lower and higher frequencies will be blocked. That is what is done tuning a desired frequency in case of radio as well as television. Here the example is mentioned here. A bandpass signal is a signal which is having a band of frequencies ranging from some non-zero value to another non-zero value. From 100 hertz to 300 hertz is a bandpass signal. So basically, three types of modulation techniques we will discuss under the heading of analog signal to analog signal conversion. Means analog signal representation in analog form, amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, and phase modulation. Amplitude modulation, first of all, it is a type of modulation. What we want to do here, there are three types of signals we have. First of all, modulating signal. Here the carrier frequency, carrier signal, and the modulated signal. Input signal is our modulating signal, which is the main information signal or baseband signal, okay, which is very low frequency signal. And this carrier frequency is the high frequency signal. Okay, what we are doing here, we are amplitude of the carrier wave is changed according to the amplitude of the modulating signal, and the at output of that signal is known as modulated signal, which is shown by the blue waveform. A red waveform is the modulating signal. Carrier frequency is denoted by the black color signal, which is very high frequency signal. And here, in case of amplitude modulation, only amplitude of the carrier signal is changed. Phase and frequency remain unchanged. This is the another two different information signal, or you can say as a modulating, two examples of different types of modulating signals. Here the amplitude of the modulating signal is changed according to the carrier signal. Amplitude is changed according to the modulating signal. Here the amplitude modulation In case of frequency modulation, here the characteristics, three characteristics are important here, amplitude, frequency, as well as phase. In case of frequency modulation, the frequency of the carrier is changed according to the message signal, or we can call it as a modulating signal. Okay, and that output signal is known as frequency modulated signal. Here the high frequency signal, which is known as carrier signal, is changing its frequency according to the message signal, and amplitude and phase remain unchanged. The definition of frequency modulation, we can say it is a technique or a process of encoding information on a particular signal by varying the carrier wave frequency in accordance with the frequency of the modulating signal, that is our message signal. The amplitude of the modulated signal is remained changed, is kept, and it remains constant. Here, a few examples of frequency modulation. Radio stations in Bhopal, Vivid Bharati 103.5 megahertz frequency modulation signal, Radio Mirchi, Red FM, My FM, All India Radio, Radio Gyan, Vani, Suryan. The best radio frequency for FM radio channels is the frequency range of 87.5 megahertz to 108 megahertz. Sage University Bhopal radio station having frequency 89.6 megahertz. Phase modulation. Here the characteristic phase of the carrier signal is changed according to the modulating signal or message signal. The output is known as phase modulated signal. Here again the red color signal is the modulating signal. Carrier signal is denoted by black, using black color, and modulated signal is denoted by blue color. It is the another type of phase modulation, is the another type of angle modulation. Here the phase of the carrier wave is changed according to the magnitude of the message signal. The amplitude of the carrier signal remains unchanged while phase change occurs. Here we have amplitude mentioned that with the change in phase. Here amplitude meaning the phase. The frequency of the signal also shows variation. This can be said that while phase modulating any signal, the phase as well as the frequency of the carrier shows variation. This is all about the three types of modulation techniques: amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, and phase modulation. Here, different parameters of carrier signal is changed according to the modulating signal, amplitude, frequency, and phase. This is all about the modulation techniques. Analog to analog representation.